Thanksgiving Day in Detroit.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Bravo.
Bortles now on first down. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Lewis. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8 ball on the road to get things going.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Good on. Hey, 50.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Good on.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
Watch the shit. Watch the shit. Hey,
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. I got one. Check.
22.
Bang.
Hey, give me radar.
Switch.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 9.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
45 to Mike.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Here's Stafford. This will be caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Jump. Check 20.
Middle. 61, matchbox lights.
Jam. Alert flare.
Hey, 70.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 8 there on the 1st down play. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Stafford now to throw. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
You think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches are giving, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Throwing on 2nd down, Bortles. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Mike, 55. Get it.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Looking deep for Gabriel. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 33 as we ironically approach 3:33 remaining in the quarter. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Bortles. That is caught by Cohen. What a spin. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go. Set. 60 or. Hey, box drop.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. And Robinson with a big catch. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Let him know.
Bortles now on 1st down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Again, it's Bortles. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now Bortles again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
You can't run. You can't block me. What's it? White.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Stafford. Quick hitter here. It's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Hey, 4 down.
To throw is Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 43. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43.
132 fighter. Check 25. Check 25. Omaha, ready to move. Check 99.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Stafford. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Get that quarterback. Mike, 5-5. Ready.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Here's Bortles to throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And taken right at the 35. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground.
I got one. Check 43. Check nickel.
From the 41, Stafford, and to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Let's get it.
Blue 60.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Stafford. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on an expected passing situation.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. On play action, now Bortles. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
The 36-yard line.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Stafford on 1st down. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
Throwing again. Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Check, 55.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Let's go. Mike, fight up.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
At the 16.
60 outlaw. On the go.
Bortles now to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now a play fake. Bortles. Buying time to his left. Finding Gabriel complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Play action. Now it's Bortles. Looking deep for Gabriel. This is caught, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Stephen Hauschka for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. From the 25 on 2nd down, Stafford flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play action. Stafford. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready to break.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Look at the spin. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
45 the mark. Danny. Check.
Here's Stafford. And Stills bringing it in. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
45 the mic. I'm here.
21. Bears 23-yard line.
Quick dash. Come. Run.
He'll have a first down inside the 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 23 yards for the touchdown, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
The Bears take over first.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was pump the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Get it.
Again, it's Cohen. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Bortles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
To throw, it's Bortles. He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. So because of the yards after the catch, they'll wisely decline the PI.
Yeah, since it was pass interference, they would have gotten the yardage at the spot of the foul. But as you correctly noted, a little bit of run after catch for them. That extra yardage made it easy to decline the penalty.
Ready up.
55, Mike, 55. And watch the leg.
Go.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Yeah, that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton.
We got 6 all day.
Trey Burton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As the Bears push further out in front. Hauschka adds the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And now it's 2nd down.
Blue 60.
58 to Mike. I don't think you got it, son.
To throw again. Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Check 31. Check 31.
Check 4. 59.
He's cracked.
22. Look at him.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
White 7.
Check, check.
Stay 50, stay 50.
Back, back, back.
Stay 50, stay 50.
58, boys, 58. 58, it's Mike. And what?
61, matchbox lights.
Check 3.
He'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Rush in. Rush in.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Check 20. Monday.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Omaha, ready, move.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. From 3 yards out, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh,
or the whole turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his 2nd touchdown there. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that'll get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
No gain on the play. And it brings up third down.
The Bears on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Bortles. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a fourth-quarter advantage. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I remember a coach told me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Seems to me that our friend, old momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he's got room. The 20. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year, and the Lions have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Let's get it together.
Bortles going to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
To throw is Bortles. He's going to let it fly. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Red 80. Check right, check right. Set. Drill right, 22.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
You better be afraid of me. Protect. Undercut.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike 58, right there. I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Check 52. Hey, 70.
Check.
59.
Check. Crunch.
Monday.
Check.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Bortles. This is Gabriel out on the left side. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Back to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Bortles to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Bortles going to go on 4th down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes.
Lucky. Check 37. Check 37. Watch the ship.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Detroit, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles